was like really small, I've always loved drawing, colouring in. It was kind of sort of a very innate passion that I had for it, which I always believed that I wanted to be an artist. It was just something I knew that I really wanted to do. I went and did a sort of fine arts degree, but I think I was just very passionate about it.
Born in Zimbabwe and now based between Sydney and Hong Kong, Marc Standing predominantly focuses on themes of identity and very often uses his works to illustrate the contemporary world that has gone awry.
So what is it about the dark recesses of humanity and nature that really fascinates you?
I've sort of always been interested in sort of in that kind of side of our personality. I mean, we're sort of made up of sort of positive and negative aspects. I've sort of always been interested in artists who have sort of really dug more deeper in a way into that sort of imagery. I've kind of always also been really fascinated, especially with a piece like this, with that idea of masks, you know, and how we sort of like put masks on to construct something, to hide something. And I think sort of like in a lot of sort of the figures there is that feeling of sort of like a mask somehow that's about to slide off.
So Marc, your style of painting has changed drastically over the last 6 years. They've become more colorful and illustrative. So what sparked the change?
I think sort of spending a lot of time in Hong Kong and in Asia, I kind of got really influenced by a lot of the colors. The colors sort of in Africa and Australia are very sort of different. It's quite sort of harsh light and, you know, it's like blue skies and red earth, where in sort of Asia you've got a lot more sort of muted pastel sort of colors. Like this painting is sort of the in-between piece from the older work and the newer work, where
you did in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, which I kind of started sort of, you know, using a lot of the circles, which were sort of like that idea of petri dishes, sort of also maybe like lotus pods. I kind of sort of felt like I really wanted to use different imagery and to maybe try and take sort of figures actually out.
I see that you don't just focus on paintings, but you also create installations and sculptures like this. So what were the inspirations behind these pieces?
It's kind of, these are sort of like based on perfume bottles, which kind of do come apart, and then you've got the actual perfume in the base. I kind of sort of, I really like the idea of sort of like using the rice in this particular piece, which I'd use to create the textures in the paintings. So it's got like a really nice sort of, you know, kind of like that sort of does play into the other work as well. And then, you know, sort of like that idea with the sort of porcupine quills as well. You know, it's got a very sort of kind of sort of African sort of, you know, magical kind of feel to it.
Using a diversity of palette, depth, and texture has become part of Marc's artistic style. His spooky yet captivating paintings, sculptures, and collage works always manage to catch people's eye.